going on, everybody? Jiggy here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This brand new video finally happening after months of my absence. I don't want to get too much into it, but back in September I got into a car accident, and then something else happened, and then something else, and another thing happened after that, and my mental health was just like but I'm honestly so grateful that I'm still alive. I'm still here, and that's one thing that I can trust about myself in these seasons. It's like mental health is so real, depression is so real, and even when I enter these seasons, even though it's really tough, the only hope that I can lean on is that I've been through it before, and then I can come out on top again. Per today's video, it's gonna be a little bit different. It's going to be different because my intentions for my YouTube content going out into 2022, I just want you to feel at home. And so it doesn't always have to mean that I have something wise to say. Sometimes I just want to have fun. And I mean, most of the time I want to have fun. No matter how serious the material might be, no matter how wisdomous something might be, I just want to have fun. I want to make content for those of you who might still be in bed. Like, you can't get out of bed. Just because you're in bed doesn't mean that you have to, you know, be miserable all day. Like, you can have a smile on your face. Not everybody has to always coach people. Not every video out there has to be motivating. Also, like, people just think that motivational speeches is about just like screaming and yelling at people. Look at this thing I found the other day.
I don't want to be your friend. Don't email me questions. I don't want you to buy me dinner. I don't need a fucking lunch. I don't need a fucking coffee. Don't say hi to me in airports. I've said this for almost 25 years. If you need a friend, buy a motherfucking dog.
All this guy talks about is how much money that he makes or has, and then his testosterone count. Anyways, that was super random, but I don't even really have a topic today. I'm just gonna go random. So let's go. Look at this video that I found the other day. Homie looks like a character out of Arthur. Which, by the way, Arthur finale. Oh my gosh, 20 years. If you don't know this about me, I still watch Arthur, like, even if it's replays. Arthur used to be on Netflix. I don't know why they took it off. And Arthur nowadays is like so progressive. Like, Mr. Ratburn got married, and it turns out he's gay. That was tight. One of my favorite DW moments is she and Arthur are like responsible for bringing a famous celebrity or something for like a talent show at the local library. Arthur brings a saxophone player, and DW gets a celloist, and it's a real person. His name Yo-Yo Ma. And then Arthur's like,
you can't just go invite somebody. We've already got a musician.
And DW's like, no.
Yo mama says he's coming.
Yo ma, dear.
Classic. You know what I like about myself? I love how every single day, all day, I'm posting animal videos on my close friends. But if you aren't on my close friends list and you just look from the outside in, it's just like,
now it's clear that I'm here for a real reason.
Very serious. So I posted this picture on my story the other day saying that I'm going on a date, not nervous. And I posted it as a joke because people usually say like, oh, on a date, kinda nervous. And I was like, oh, going on a date, not nervous. And people actually thought I'm for real going out on a date. I even posted my friend picking me up, and if you turn on the audio, she's calling me bitch. Why the fuck would I go on a date with somebody who picks me up and calls me bitch? It's cute. I guess it's cute that people message me to wish me luck, but I don't think that I would ever actually post on a story if I do end up ever going on a date. Other exciting news. I've been working with my new therapist for a few months now. It's been going so great. I'm so thankful for my therapist because in 2020, I almost gave up. In 2020, I had like 3 therapists because they just kept not working out and just wasn't a great fit. Within the first session, she gave me an action item that was just completely life-changing. And then the next sessions come. We sing in Kehlani. Okay, I didn't know that I needed a therapist who knows who Kehlani is enough to sing Kehlani with me during a therapy session. I felt so seen. I mean, it is one of the biggest parts of my life. And then another session, we sang 50 Cent because I would tell her that there is just this one line from one of his songs that I just feel so connected to. It's just one of those lines that got me through so much. And then we ended up singing that song together. And then just yesterday, she told me that she used to be a B-girl. And I was like, oh shit, I used to dance. Then we started to talk about music and DJs and ciphers and how important like underground shit is. If I had a final message for you all to share before I leave, which has been really heavy on my heart, just know that not everybody has to operate in the same way. Everybody has different needs when it comes to performance, when it comes to being present, when it comes to mental health, when it comes to just being. When it comes to the hustle culture and these videos going around telling you that you have to do everything by yourself on your own, no one's going to believe in you, no one's going to celebrate you until you show them, and it's you against you. It's always going to be you versus you. Messages out there like that are being shared around so much and just praised so much. Just know that that kind of mentality and that mindset and that kind of message can only go so far. I think it can serve very specific group of people, and it does not mean that that's the only way to operate. My message is always going to be that, you know what? It's going to feel like you're completely alone in something, and it's going to feel like only you can believe in something and no one else is going to believe in you, and it can feel like no one's there to celebrate you. But literally all of this starts with what I always talk about, which is core values, self-awareness, communication, and community. I'm here to tell you that there are people out there who want to support you and celebrate you and help you and even push you on the days that you might need that push. There are people who want to see you succeed, and the thing is that it might not be in your current circle or current friendship groups or your family. If that is you, it can feel like you're completely alone, and what I'm encouraging is to find a community. Whether it means joining a mastermind or joining accountability groups or just starting to attend networks and start hanging out with like-minded people or making new friends, whatever it might be. Or do a super honest check-in with yourself and ask yourself, have you actually ever sat down with your friends and family and communicate with them? This is what I'm about to do. These are my intentions. This is what success in this area looks like for me. And this is what support can look like for me. Because we can never expect that other people know exactly how we feel supported. For all you know, your friends and family have been supporting you. Maybe just in their own way, because in their eyes, in their world, in their love language, that's what support looks like. And support can look like sharing posts. When was the last time you asked your friends to share a post? Asking for networking opportunities. When was the last time you asked somebody to connect you with somebody? And if you say, yes, Jiggy, I've done all these things and no one believes in me, no one supports me, go get yourself some new friends. Because I know that there are people out there who are marketing this shit as sexy, saying that, lone wolf, self-made, I don't need anybody, no new friends, it's lonely at the top. But those who are successful and happy and their mental health and their emotional consistency are healthy, those people will tell you that it's not lonely at the top because they have friends who support one another. Sometimes I just want to give these like toxic hustle culture entrepreneurs a hug. Whenever they're screaming, I see their inner child actually crying. It's like sad to me. It makes me wonder, when was the last time your mom or dad gave you a hug? And I saw a video the other day of one of them like making fun of today's culture, talking about how important healing is, and he was making fun of like how everybody talks about healing. And I'm like, you're the one who needs it most. You know, sometimes you just gotta pay attention to what people talk shit about. You just gotta look at somebody's content and just be like, what's your actual intention behind this? Sometimes it just looks like a cult. Sometimes it just looks like a bunch of people who have a lot of pain and hurt from the past, and they feel as though nobody understands them. And so that might make it easier to gravitate more towards anger and aggression and just keeping distance from everybody, just blocking everybody out because of insecurity and fear and hurt and all those things. And so those people might find each other and create communities and even brotherhood and sisterhood relationships. And before they know it, They have friends. They have a group of people who believe in each other. So what the fuck are they talking about? No one's going to believe in you. Why are we spreading this message? In order to be successful, you have to be lonely. You can't hang out with friends. You can't create memories. You can't have fun. You can't enjoy anything. And you know what? You're going to practice a lot of self-sabotage. And then we're gonna call it self-discipline to market this shit. So when people hear that I'm a motivational speaker, people are like, But then I'm like, I'm not one of those people who are going to tell you to lose sleep, that 9 to 5, and that you're not as hardworking if you're not an entrepreneur. I'm not one of those people who shame you for needing a rest. You know, a lot of that language just sounds like survival mode. Doesn't it just like open your eyes to look at this shit from a different angle? If you look at all content out there, all hustle culture content out there as survival mode, do we want to always be in survival mode? So when people talk about how like only the strong will survive in 2020, sometimes being strong means to be in community and standing together. There's nothing wrong with that. And if we were to be quite honest about human history will show that usually a lot of us minorities, if you look at our ancestors, they only survived by community. There were leaders, there were change makers, there were those who took massive risks and sacrificed so fucking much. Even in the immigrant experience, like I remember my mom coming to America and sticking by other Koreans, which I believe that the immigrant experience is just not talked about enough. People forget that I'm from Korea. But anyways, by human nature in our DNAs, we have always thrived and operated in community. I want to speak about this more because when I first became an entrepreneur, I was one of those people who gravitated more towards wolves because I didn't see anybody else talking about anything else. So I looked to those entrepreneurs, and I've learned over time that the world is not against me. It's just a matter of shifting certain mindsets, unlearning certain behavior patterns, leaning more into my culture, understanding my upbringing. I just think that it's always so important to address differences in characteristics and core values and beliefs and ways of operating when it comes to different culture groups. And certain people might complain like, you can't always make everything about race. It's like, but it is though. We have literally such fucking different experiences. Yes, we do. Yes, we literally fucking do. So, I guess I did have a topic for today. Thank you so much for joining me again in my YouTube channel. I'm coming back. Hold me accountable for consistency, weekly content. Hope you enjoyed the fun behind this, the randomness behind this. Let's do our best to enjoy life and laugh a little more. You can follow me on Instagram at Jiggy_Yoon and check out my website jiggyyoon.com. Bring me to your companies, bring me to your schools for the new year. Have me speak. I would love to meet you all. Peace.